Hi everybody, this is Dr. Fang-Mei Law from Tiffin University. Welcome to join us for this SPSS session. Hi my student, how's everybody? I know now you are busy for your data, and a lot of you I know already almost finished collecting your data. So then I believe right now you start to ask yourself, and also I start to get an email saying now what? How do I run my data? Okay, so how do you run your data? First of all, you have to be aware. Look at your data. They should have like two kinds of data. One kind of data we call nominal data. Okay, for example, you will ask people true or false, right? You ask people yes or no, or you ask people like their preference, their choice, they are more, we consider they are nominal data. Okay, so then for those, I have a lot of video talk about nominal data. It's for chi-square. Okay, now if your data is considered scale, that means interval or ratio data. That means those data, you have a number in between is meaningful. For example, you ask me how much they like this. Okay, 1 to 5. Okay, 1 is they like so much, 2 is they like it, and then so on and so forth. Or you say 1 is strongly disagree, 2 is disagree, 3 is agree, 4 is strongly agree. Then scale data is your data. Okay, now when you want to use scale and you want to compare, then let me ask you to think about next question is about your data. Are you compare two groups or you compare more than two groups? Okay, for example, two groups like male, female. Okay, like our school have criminal justice major, right? Criminal justice, non-criminal justice, right? Or you want to compare more than two groups, like school level, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, like more than two groups. Okay, now if you want to compare two groups and your data is scale, then this video is for you, because we are going to talk about independent T. Okay, independent t-test is for you to compare for two groups. They have nothing to do with each other, right? Male, female, but then we want to compare their same dependent variable. Okay, what do you want to know? Okay, how much they like this video, right? So that is independent T. Okay, however, even if your data is nothing to do with independent T, I still encourage you to continue to watch video to learn how to run SPSS. Okay, are you ready? Then I'm going to turn my screen to my computer so then we can go from there. Okay. Okay, so let's start it. Talk about how to conduct data analysis for independent sample t-test. Okay, so as I mentioned, you have to consider what is your data. If your data is scale, okay, then next question, ask yourself, do you want to compare the means of two samples? Okay, and we assume these two samples, they are normally from random assigned group between two nominal variables. For example, male, female, they are nominal variables, but then you compare their dependent variables. Okay, and we assume if you got enough big size, we consider they are random sample. Okay, and then if this is follow the right criteria, then you will run independent sample T. Okay, so when you run your data, when you are writing your paper, okay, it's important you have hypothesis. Okay, so like your educational guess, like you assume that may be like this. Okay, so when you write your hypothesis, you need to write two hypotheses. Okay, first we call non-hypothesis. Okay, that means I assume nothing going to happen. Okay, then we say HO. Okay, so the way you write, you can kind of follow this kind of language. Okay, they will say there is not a significant difference of dependent variable. For example, the dependent variable, for the example I'm going to show you, will be the data we have been using in the class called attendance. Okay, so if attendance is your dependent variable, you can say attendance. Okay, if your dependent variable is something else, then you put that variable there. Okay, then between my simple one, for example, in our data we use in the class is we have one variable talk about morning person, right? We ask people, are they morning person or they are not morning person? So you can say between morning person and non-morning person. So anyway, here you put your simple one, and here you put your simple two. So this is your non-hypothesis, okay? Now, then you write your research hypothesis. Okay, so it's opposite from your non-hypothesis. And this actually is something as a researcher you really want to test. Okay, so the language all the same, just not here and then there is. Okay, just be very careful because I find sometimes my student confused about where is not. Okay, so no hypothesis is there is not. Okay. Okay. Then when you are testing hypothesis, you need to set up your significance level. Just like it's a cutting point. How much different is called different. Ideally, in our social science research, we set 0.05. That is mean if you run research 100 times, you allow to have 5 times they occur by chance alone. That also means there may be a little bit some mistake there. And then if I run 100 times and 5 times they are a little bit error in social science, we are okay, we are tolerant for that level. Okay, so you need to set up this one. Then you start to run. Okay, so this is pretty much the step how you run it, but I'm going to show you how to run it. Okay, so let me pull out the data we use in the class. Okay, and I also will post this data in your in your Moodle, so hopefully you open it and then learn how to run it. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, this data, and then I have a variable here. Okay, some variable actually are nominal data. Okay, like day of class time, morning person, work. When you use as a nominal data, you can use them as your independent variable. Okay, so in this data for this demonstration, I want to compare how people they are prefer wake up in the morning versus they don't like wake up in the morning. How's their attendance for the class? How's their attendance of the class? And we already said hypothesis, right? We non-hypothesis, we say they have no difference. But then your research hypothesis, they say yes, they do. They do have a difference. Okay, so now let's run it. Okay, so to run the data, okay, you go to this. Okay, called analyze. Okay, so you click analyze. Okay, then you go to here called compare means. Okay, compare means. Then you under compare means you move to independent simple t-test. Okay, so because I tried before, so this stuff here supposed to be just look like this, nothing there. Okay, so you move your dependent variable under test variables. Okay, so attendance will be our test variables. Okay, now morning person is your grouping variable. Okay, see the question mark there. What's that? Okay, that means you need to tell SPSS how do you define the group. Okay, see, if you look at this number, your data, you can see we have a 0, 1, 0, 1, right? usually we define 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Like you define your gender is 1, male is 1, and female is 2. That's why you need to tell SPS, because chances are your way define may be different from other people. Okay, so you say define group, click that. Okay, and by the way, because I tried before, so they have a number. So to give you a better idea, let me delete this number. Okay, so remember, in here I say 0 and 1, and in my variable view I define 0 is mean they are not morning person, and 1 is they are morning person. Okay, how do you remember what's this number? You back to your variable view. Okay, you back to your variable view. Let me show you, so then you know what I'm talking about. You back to a variable view and see, in here you define. See, you define 0 is no, 1 is yes, right? So whatever you define, you go back to that so they can match. Otherwise, they will say, well, whatever you say, I cannot run because the number is not matched, okay? So then if I know this, then I'm fine. Go back to data view. Everybody remember where we go? We go to analyze, okay? And go to compare means, and then go to independent sample T. Then I put attendance here, and I put morning person here, and we set 0 and 1, okay? And I say, okay. Okay, so when you are writing your paper, I want you to put some table there to present your result, okay? And you allow to copy paste the table here to your Word document. Let me show you how do you copy this. Okay, so you copy this one. This one is the data show the mean and standard deviation for the morning person versus not morning person. So this is very important. And you can see for my data, I have 14 people say they are not morning person, and 16 say yes they do, right? So, and this is the attendance. You can see people they are morning person, they have a better attendance here, 13.0625. If people they are not morning person, they have less attendance, okay? The attendance rate is poor than the morning person, right? Okay, so this table is important. So I'm going to click my right side of my mouse, okay? So first of all, you just click, okay? So you highlight this table, and you click right side mouse and say copy. Then you go to open one of your Word document, and you can pass. Okay, so now this table is there. You see that? Okay. Another data I wanted is this one. Okay. This one is their T value, and this is very important. Okay. So let me show you. They have a T. Don't worry about this one. Okay. This is just testing, are they equal variance? Okay, because before you start to run your T, you're supposed to see are they similar. Okay, we assume they should be similar before, and then when you run it and make different, that means the independent variable you set up make them are different. Okay, so it's there, but then most important for you to be aware and to use for this research is this T and the degree of freedom and SIG, okay? And also they have two data top down, just use the top one, okay? Use the top one here, okay? So I'm going to copy and paste here, okay? Now you'll see something happen because this table is very long. You know, it's bigger than our paper. And of course, you can say you change to landscape, but still they are bigger than your paper. So then you can, since you already are in your Word document, so you can do a little bit editing. Okay, first of all, I suggest let's delete this column because we don't really need this column for this paper. Okay, so you click, right? You know how to delete column, right? Okay, click delete. Okay, and say delete the column. Okay, so they give me my they will give you your T value, your degree freedom, and SIG, but it still look ugly, still over your paper. So my suggest is you use this table. Okay, since we don't really need this standard arrow, so I'm going to suggest you delete this one. Okay, and then put T there. So that means you will use this box to put your T value. Okay, and then delete this. Okay, then we can type this number, the top number, negative 3.304. Okay, then let's insert. Okay, you click insert to the right. Okay, they give you another box. Okay, and then let's move this. We need this a little bit smaller so we can squish other stuff there. Okay, I want you to put this degree, DF is mean degree of freedom. And since we have 30, total we have 30 participants. And each group, they lose one freedom. So 30 minus 2, so it's your 28. Okay, so 28. Then I need another table, so I click another insert to the right. Okay, then I'm going to use this to write my SIG. Okay, SIG is very important. That is for you to decide is your hypothesis going to be reject or not reject. Okay, so let's type the number here. The top one, okay, 0.003. Okay, got it? Okay, and I would suggest you here change it to independent. INDEP. Okay. And INDEP independent, right? Independent T, lowercase t, okay? Test. Okay. So then that will make your table even better because then you label this table is independent t-test. Okay. Then since you are done, so you delete this one, you don't use this one. Okay. So this will be good for your paper, so you can continue to write your paper, right? Okay. Now let's go back to your. So you done, right? So let's back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so actually this is a step. Okay, I give to you exact the same as I just told you. Okay, so now once you get this result, okay, you cannot just stop here. You have to continue to write, okay? So this is a language, you feel free to use it, okay? So you will say, an independent t-test was calculated comparing the mean score of the attendance, remember that's your dependent variable, between morning and non-morning samples, okay? Or you can say group. Now, because this number, remember we set up the SIG value is 0.05, okay? So your number, your SIG have to be smaller than the number to show significant. Okay, sometimes when students see the number so low, they are so worried. No, that is good news. If you see the number is 0.000, that's even better. Okay, so don't be panic. When you see 0.000, you should be excited. Okay, So remember we say this is the non-morning group, and this is a morning group, and that's their mean score, their standard deviation, right? So you compare them, their t-score is this, okay? And this SIG, and this your degree freedom. So use this data to write your conclusion here for your decision making, okay? So here, so the language is like this, okay? Then you say T, and remember that's the degree freedom, right? That is here, right? So that's degree freedom, okay? Equal negative 3.304, that is this number. That is this number, okay? Make sure you copy the top one, okay? Then P, okay, P actually is this number, okay? P is this number, okay? You don't need to write this number, but just keep in mind, this is your P, okay? So P, remember, see that number is smaller than 0.05, right? So then you say smaller than 0.05, okay? Then because of this, then your non-hypothesis was rejected, okay? Was rejected, okay? So you go look at here. If this is rejected, that means what? That means you go here, right? Because I say no, not this one, right? I reject this one. So that means yes, I'm come to here. So when I come here, that means they are significant difference, right? It makes sense? Okay. Then make sure you write down after this, you also say how are they different. Okay, so you say the mean of the morning group, okay? The mean score and standard deviation, that is from the chart here, right? This number, right? So you say this number was significantly lower. Oh, sorry. I think I typed wrong. I should say higher, right? Okay, let me type it. Okay, higher. You can put lower first, up to you. But since I put morning group there, so I should say higher, okay? Here, higher than this one, right? So I say significant higher than the mean of the non-morning group, and then I copy the mean score. I copy the mean score here, right? So actually that's how you, when you are write your paper, that I have a section called result. So under the result section, you know, this how you write, okay? You first of all, you write your hypothesis, okay? You may have a different hypothesis. You can have several hypotheses, but write them, you know, present them one by one. So the first one, you present this, okay? So this consider the same hypothesis, just opposite one, okay? Opposite from each other, but they are testing the same thing. Then you present this table, okay, and then present this, okay? So this will be under your result section. The next one you have discussion, then you can go do more discussion. But then for result section, pretty much I want the hypothesis, and the table, and the and your decision, okay? Very important decision. You have to look at your data carefully. Sometimes students put less as a grader, okay? Then they confuse about what means reject or non-reject, okay? Look at your SIG. Your SIG smaller than this number, you reject. And when you reject HO, okay? You reject your non-hypothesis. So then you have to say, so they are different, how they are different, which one is higher, which one is lower, okay? So this is, then in your PowerPoint, I give you some link from YouTube. They also have introduced how to run independent T. They are pretty good. So if you still have question, not sure, then you can go there to look one more time from other people's demonstration, okay? So that is the end of my video about independent T. Okay, so hopefully you find it helpful. And so now your job is go back to the data I post, and then follow the step and try to run it, see if that working. Okay, and then you go back to your data, okay, look at your questions, and then run, if your question, you can run each question and see which question they got significant. Chances are some of your question they are significant and some question they are not significant, and it's fine. You can not always want to have everything significant. Okay, so if any questions, shoot me email, and hopefully this helpful. Okay, thank you and see you soon. Bye bye.